So here are my solar panels. I have two 160 watt, one 100 watt, and one 30 watt. I kind of all bought these all at different times, except these two 160 watts. I got a really good deal on those, so I jumped on it when I saw them. But this 30 watt was my first panel I've ever had. That's polycrystal, and this is monocrystals, these three. These will produce by itself 160 watt. I've tested it, 20 volts and roughly about 7 to 8 amps. With the whole system as a whole, I can produce 20 volts at 20 to 21 amps. The 100 watt goes about 19 to 20 volts, and it produces, I think, around like 5.5 amps. And this one could barely do an amp and a half. I got this 1000 watt pure sine wave inverter. These are to the solar panels. I'm keeping measure of how many amps is going in. When my batteries were a lot lower, there was a lot more amps going in. But I'm producing almost 21 amps out there. If I plug it into something else, I can see that I can produce about 20 amps with 400 watts. Well, just over with 450 watts, I produce about 20 amps. Here's my charge controller. I'm putting 13.7 volts into the system right now. Then here's my meter. I have my fans going on right now, keeping everything cool in there and keeping airflow going. And then right here, this is connected directly to the batteries, and it also has a fuse connected to it. So if I run this 1000 watt inverter with nothing plugged into it, it's taking almost an amp. Well, I have a 300 watt pure sine wave inverter right here, and I just cut it so then I can just plug it in straight into this one right here. And then this 300 watt, if I'm just going to use a lot less power, this one only uses about 0.4 amps. A lot less than this 1000 watt inverter just sitting here. So if I'm powering something that's within 300 watts, I'm going to use this inverter. If I need to power like the fridge, the deep freezer, then I'll use this inverter. And then I also just made up a bunch of other connectors. This connector, 2 male bullet connectors. This will go into, let's say I have a Grotner charger, so then I could use it if I pack it. I could charge RC batteries and all that kind of stuff.